I mean, we are really good at starting late, though. I will say this. I mean, I will say the prep work that goes into the show is quite extensive. I mean,
I mean, they should be
Calling people saying
thankful
stuff
that
again.
they should be thankful it's not based on if I'm gonna be there or not,
I know,
because
yeah,
they
Mister
wouldn't have a show
half the time.
hardly ever right now.
Yeah, Mister Busy over here. Well, welcome in, guys, to another
Hello, hello.
behind the camera episode, and we're back. We missed a week, obviously, with PRI and everything going on. It was quite a hectic week. We had Brandon over here buying a flight the day before he leaves, and then also finding a place to live the day before he gets there. You know, absolutely, we are so good at planning on this stream. It's pretty incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think we're the best.
We talked like a
Don't
week ago about this. It totally worked out.
don't
I mean-
corner us into Brandon's corner.
Don't. Do
Yeah,
that.
I'll be honest. I'm quite what's the proper word?
16 years old.
I was gonna say washed up
Spontaneous.
VDC driver, but
Spontaneous. That's
we
the
can
one.
we can go there. I mean, we brought up the washed up VDC driver. Now we also bring on the washed up FD driver. So
Guilty
no,
as charged.
yeah, I know. Well,
At least
and
he still drives.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He does still drive. That is more than I can say for some people. Someday that car will come off jack stands. But back to what we were talking about, guys. It is great to see everyone, and we had a lovely PRI week that we will talk about. Also got Herbie back on stream for what seems like a minute. He's been busy.
Here I am.
Back in the old facility of your
I am.
your bedroom.
I don't have to hear
Old
no
HQ.
this, that, the other thing about
Yeah.
how fancy it is. It just is.
Old school. We also
Yeah.
got Brandon back, fresh off of, skipping out on VDC to go hopefully make some money. We'll see. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, it happened.
And we have Dan Savage, rapper Dan Savage, who actually we were just talking about might have the coolest name in FD history. There's some pretty good ones out there. I still am on the fence about the Walmart greeter Travis Reeder as might be top all timer, but rapper Dan Savage, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thanks for having me. Well, like I was saying, I think Jared was like, "Why do you even have rapper when your last name's Savage? Just like Savage isn't good enough." And I was like, "Actually, you're right. So whatever you want, dog." Well, he called me Rocket Dan at LS Fest the first year I won that. I was like, "That works too." All right.
Oh, okay.
Pretty cool.
Like,
All right. Well,
You did
first things first. We have to know the story behind rapper Dan. What's the
Rapper
story?
Okay, Rapper Dan's easy. I worked at the first automotive shop I worked at. There was a Rockstar Dan, and he had a Harley Davidson, and he was in a band.
Yeah.
And then there's a Vegan Dan, and he drank like the really weird oat milk. And then I was the 16-year-old kid that listened to pop music and had
Yeah.
subwoofers in my Saturn. So I'm a
nice.
rapper.
What-
It was easier to yell out "rapper" in the
Yeah,
shop
yeah.
as opposed to Vegan
What-
Dan or something.
What Saturn? What kind of Saturn was this thing?
I had a 94 SL1 as my
Ooh.
first ever car.
Tough. Pretty
Absolute
badass.
pinnacle.
Look this one up.
But I just
Oh,
I actually-
that's
I just
right.
put
Brandon
nitrogen
doesn't
out.
Brandon doesn't even know what Saturn is.
Yeah, I see.
Those-
No, I know what a Saturn is. I just had to.
It was
Dude,
20
they didn't
years
even.
before its
Did they
time.
even exist when you were alive?
Yeah, for like 4 years.
4 months.
2008
Stop,
happened.
2005 or something.
I thought it was 08.
A
during
View, the Saturn Views. I don't know.
Yeah, Saturn View.
That was like
the
probably the
last
latest, or the
thing,
L
right?
series, L200s or something. They
I'll be
started
honest.
putting Honda engines in them.
Yeah.
They had the vibes too. Or
Uh-huh.
no, that was Pontiac. That was
You guys are
Pontiac.
forgetting about the Aztec, the cream of the crop right there.
Same
That's
family, same
Pontiac.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pontiac.
That's what these are called? The Pontiac Vibe? That's crazy.
Yeah, you can put one in your pocket. Save it for later.
Yeah. No, there was back in the
Idiot.
late 90s, early 2000s, there were some car companies that I'm not really sure how they existed. Shout out Oldsmobile. Don't know how that was a company.
I worked at a Subaru Oldsmobile dealership. It was the weirdest joining of brands ever.
Once they took away the wood panels on the side, they were doomed.
That's true.
You know, they should have just kept that shit. They should have kept it.
Do they still
Ain't
make
nobody got that
I think
luxury
Buick
no
now.
more.
No more Oldsmobiles.
Buick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fire up I'm gonna fire up an Oldsmobile plant when I'm getting bored one day.
Yeah.
Start
just
slapping some wood on some shit.
Dude, just fire it up. Squimby brings up the Solstice. Didn't Turk drive one of those?
He
And
did.
Steve Angerman.
Yeah.
Didn't
That seems
That
like a
is
hard
true.
vehicle to drive.
I
They're
mean,
short.
pretty good with it. Got
Yeah.
second in 2009 overall with it. That's all I gotta say.
and then you can use those transes, right, for Jay-Z swaps. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it's
think-
like a JR5 or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
So like their body lived on. Their heart and soul continue. Not often though, because why would you get that when there's a dozen,
Other
350Z transes that you
Yeah.
use or
I mean, to be fair, the
whatever.
Reese Millen Racing Pontiac Solstice was pretty cool.
The
Pretty cool.
cheater wing out back. The Lexan
Yeah.
joint.
Yeah. No. There's been some unique chassis over the years. Actually, you had one. I wouldn't say your chassis is very common in Formula Drift's history.
Ooh. Where is it? Yeah, there's a picture of it right.
Yeah,
Just-
I'll bring it up. Don't worry, we'll talk
There.
about it. We'll talk about
Car
it 'cause
comes
I'm
crashing
curious.
through the wall. Where is it?
There it is.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got the trunk in my room over there. I can go grab
Yeah.
the whole trunk.
Yeah, you have to tell me what Mohan's been going through with the last couple of years. He was trying to make it work. So
I
we'll
don't
have to
think
talk about
anybody could ever know what Mohan
Lack
is
of
going
V8 is why.
Lack of V8.
Lack of V8.
The torques, lack of torques, and excessive handbrake. And I told him, I was like, get off that handbrake.
yeah,
Stalling up
tell
all
him.
the zones.
need some momentum.
Let him know.
But yeah, so there is, before we really get into everything that we're going to talk about, I did want to hit some current news, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. And that is, we did get one announcement while we were at PRI, and that is someone is switching chassis. And that is Odi Bocci's. Honestly, didn't see this one coming. And honestly, from a guy who this is probably one of the last chassis I would have thought I would have seen him in. But he's here. I guess the question
True.
I guess the question is, sorry, it was like scrolling weird. I was like, what is going on here? I guess the question is, do you guys think this is a good move, or do you think there's just other reasons he's doing this? And I will say, I did watch his video, and in the video he stated he was looking to make suspension for newer vehicles, and what better way to test your newer suspension than to literally build a car and compete in it. And you can't argue that point.
I
But
feel like there's better cars to choose, though. I feel like that car's been developed pretty well, no?
I mean, there's a couple chassis out there already that are, like Castro, and I feel like there are a couple others. But
Gucci,
Gucci, correct? Yep. So
Gucci-san.
I don't know if this is necessarily the newest and greatest thing to be doing this with, although we do know he's been working with Subi Mods over the last a year or so, and wouldn't be surprised if he was a big reason, or the sponsor would be a big reason that he could be building one of these. But curious to hear you guys' thoughts on first, how competitive do you think he's going to be first year in this car? Because there's some quirks with them. And two, do you think we see one of his ass chassis still in FD next year? Maybe not driven by him.
It's a lot to unpack there.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we are actually current timeline of the build, or if it's like clicking off being done. Like I just kind of wonder that. I mean, there's probably people that
knowing
have seen,
him, knowing him, it's probably at least halfway done by now.
And he's in a good spot for weather, and they have like AVS right there.
Yeah. Knowing him, I'm sure
Yeah.
this was probably talked about the last couple rounds of FD, and he usually likes to get things figured out.
He can bolt on suspension. He can bolt on a rear subframe. I wonder if he's doing his own subframe, or I know Jerry does subframes and he like tucks them up pretty high as far as like the quick changes.
Yeah.
He's probably Fuel Labs or Radium for fuel cell stuff, and it's drop-in engine like he's always had. So I don't know. I mean, I noticed he's using like a DOM tubing to the frame rails, so that's kind of interesting considering like Cole Richards went through some stuff where his frame rails were moving. So I wonder if he knew about that. He's the go-to suspension guy, so he would not be doing it for a reason. And of course, CB Mods is along with it, but he's said Subaru, not Toyota.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's another reason. There's a
reason the Subaru badge is highlighted in these pictures.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So it's I think it kind of explains it through these pictures, kind of why he's doing it. And I guess the question is, and this might be mean, but did we just lose a championship contender this year due to R&D?
I mean, probably. But he's still going to do, if the car works, he's going to still do OD things and do good. But I don't know. It's just
conspiracy theory. Do you think him and Cole would partner up possibly? Like, he does all of Cole's logistics and such, maybe?
And then Cole, what do you mean?
Wow.
And Cole go drives one of his cars?
No, it'd be the same identical cars.
It's the same as identical car. Yeah. Well, one's a GR86, but you could just change the fucking badge and it'll be a PRZ,
What kind of suspension does Cole run?
He doesn't seem to push a suspension brand, so it seems
it's Fields.
Oh, fuel suspension.
Yeah, yes,
fuel suspension.
Wow.
Whoa. They put the tin hat on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious because I guess the question is, do you think we're going to see one of his S chassis in FD next year?
Probably not. If it's a Subaru sponsored thing.
Is it going to be the new Retax car?
Oh,
could be passed around.
That would be kind of cool. It's only if they brought back somehow the Retax livery and everything,
right?
The highlighter shit,
and the backpacks.
Yeah, and the backpacks. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's cool that chassis is finally hopefully just getting retired. Like.
The new one, the S chassis using last year was newer.
Yeah, but I just mean like S chassis in general.
Oh, yeah. I mean, from a sponsorship. The question is, do you think it's harder to get sponsors for an S chassis now?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess compared to a newer car, I think it probably would be.
That's why a lot of people like to choose a newer chassis if they can. Something that's actually being sold on like a potential for jegs or like your warehouse of normal people parts,
right?
Like where you can go and get your bolt-on, like, oh, I just got me an air filter for you just go do that, and can't really just you can for an S chassis obviously, but they're all aftermarket places. You can't just go and just get like OEM plus or something simply.
Yeah, Phil brings up a good point. He's like, did we lose a championship contender when Osbo went to the Supra? And he makes a valid point.
A couple of years, yeah.
I mean, I thought it was pretty competitive out of the gate, didn't he? Or did it take him 2 years?
20. Took him, well, I guess it took him a year.
Took him a year.
They were developing the Wise Fab for it, but that's all figured out now.
Yeah,
and it was back and forth this whole season. And the question ultimately was this year, Nate said.
Yeah,
do you think that he is?
Yeah, my question was this year because I mean it took Dean a year to get figured out in the RTR cars.
In the Mustang, the same thing with Field. If he ever brings over the C8, do I think he's gonna do good in it eventually? First year, hell no.
Right,
ain't no way.
Yeah, I don't think that C8's ever gonna be coming to FD. There's just I don't know unless you find a cheaper body kit to use on that thing.
Nate, you were at Hyperfest, right?
They make molds.
Yeah. When we went on to do full course, I was driving the committed ATSV. And it's like a 6.8 liter ITB LS.
Yeah.
And I was like, Matt, let's go. He's like, oh, that's right. And he's chasing me around Maine, and I'm in this car that's not mine. He's in his whatever very expensive car, and I was like, I don't trust this car yet. And he's like, door me, and I was like, I need you to go by me. Like as cool as this picture's gonna be, like I don't want to be in charge of this accident that's about to happen. But that thing is the most gnarly sounding thing. If everyone in the chat has heard it, God.
It's
That's a
also
sick car.
fast as hell.
Yes.
It really
It
is.
is. It is one of
But
the
easy to throw, and that's so sick that it looks comparable to his comp car, but gripped up, we don't know yet.
yeah.
Comp level gripped up.
Yeah.
I feel on a bank it would really we would find the difference. Like if it was
it'd be
up on,
really a
like,
challenge,
good
I think, to
bank
keep it
track,
up.
It would definitely just want
Challenge
to
is
drive
the word,
forward
for sure.
a little bit more. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
It's one of those things where it's like it would be so cool, but I don't think feasibly right now the way that the car is built, because it's kind of like this like almost one-off like supercar. You need to find a way to make it financially make sense. If that you guys get what I'm putting down. Like it needs to have like a cheaper engine in it, cheaper kit on it.
well, thankfully enough, he doesn't ever hit anybody.
you know what I'm saying though. Like
man,
like
yeah.
that's why 2F is so big for S chassis, because it's easy to get, easy to replace.
I got it.
Yeah, so it's like as an example, that's kind of where you would have to see something like that go, because there's like affordable stuff for C6s and replaceable parts for everything. There's just not something like that for C8s. Which, don't get me wrong, Fetty makes it work in his Ferrari, but I mean, also we've seen how competitive that Ferrari is. So it's just one of those things where, I know Matt's a really competitive guy, and I don't think he would bring the C8 unless the program is 100%, and he'd be almost competitive in it. And I think Odie's somewhat the same, but
Yeah.
again, it's always a learning curve when you jump into a new chassis, and is able to, get to terms with the suspension, because we have heard lots of, I don't know if it's differing opinions, but we've seen a lot of opinions on being able to get grip out of that car due to travel length in the rear. And there's ways to get around that, but you are compromising the car in other ways to do that, usually. So it will be very cool to see Odie in a different car. I'm curious to see if he keeps like the same livery and scheme and everything. But
Is Castro on ST stuff, or because Castro,
I'm trying to
my vision was worse, I would think he's still in his GT86.
right,
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Color wise, his on brand, and then his
Mhm.
driving's just as good. He went through a couple trans things and a diff or something last year, but like he had it figured out. Like it's definitely not slow.
No, and
No.
I do believe that the suspension between the GR and the GT are pretty similar. Like I don't think there's a ton of changes between the two. But
The Shanahans, they commented in one of their videos, or Jack commented in one of the build videos of, their rear wise fab, they get a special arm made for how they like their cars. And I was like, what is that about? And is that a known thing? And it's just not the street package stuff that you can get.
was
over
that for
shelf.
the European cars or the American
That was
car?
European cars, yeah.
Okay, because I think a very interesting thing, I mean, you bring up a great example. How much more competitive is Shanahan Connor over with the sticky tire than he is over here with the less sticky tire in America, because he doesn't have the chassis grip of, say, a well-built BMW over here, for example.
Is that just his problem, though?
No, but as an
I
example,
think he's an angry elf.
Yeah.
I think he drives a little emotional. I don't hate it, but I think that's what causes him to lose a lot.
yeah, interesting. I don't know if he's necessarily. It's just one of those things where you have to drive a bit different over here, and you have to have a lot more chassis grip than you do over in Europe due to the tires. And I think knowing and figuring that out, and it's not like he's slow, but like he has to drive the car at 10/10 over here, where maybe he doesn't have to do that over in Europe to be as close as he wants to. But
I
yeah,
wonder if
so
he ever drove on Achilles. That was a cheater tire. Like, was that a
Mhm.
Molino of 20 up to what 2017 or something? Yeah,
That was like that was the quote unquote cheater tire back in the day.
yeah. That
They
was
were
my
cool.
Pro 2 tire,
Yeah.
285.
Somebody should start driving a Ferrari. I think that would probably be
Yeah,
pretty
that would be so OP. That would be insane.
They're in
yeah,
all the
right?
yards around me.
Tough, right? A
Yeah.
599 or something like that.
Yeah. Fire.
Fire.
I spilled water all over me, and that was karma right there. I didn't mean the fire joke. I swear that was.
Oh,
that
well,
was,
they were put-
That
it
was
was-
accidental. It was
God-
putting itself out. That's
Yeah,
what
God
just
did.
happened. God
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Cody asked what motor is Odie running. It's an LS platform. I assume it's the same engine package he's been running for who knows how long now. The centrifugal
think
setup.
probably
It's Vortec, and I think he's got the Vortec setup with some built engine.
Probably with some like more technological upgrades, but same. Like,
Didn't he go dry sump last year? Right, last year or something?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the whole reason, like, he had like some old school, I guess, setup for his nitrous thing, and that's why it blew up like crazy at one point. I don't know if he ever switched it, but like
Blew up crazy style.
blew up crazy style multiple times.
No, I thought Freddie said that like the crank trigger wires got pulled out because the belt came apart. So then it sprayed nitrous, not knowing where crank was, thinking
Mhm.
that it needed to be spun up because it didn't have a crank signal. I kind of nerd out about that shit. Spec tune, legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
He
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. He did what he could, but there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
But yeah. So curious to see what it's going to be like for Odie next year. It's like I said, I did not see this announcement coming, so I thought it could be interesting to see what he does next year, or how he does, especially, and maybe who might be working with him. Guess we'll find out. As far as PRI guys, how was your guys' PRI? Just a quick 5-minute, and then we'll get into some stuff with Dan. Herbie, you go.
You got it.
It was good. I didn't party, so that was nice.
You were a good boy.
I did have some Willer though, because I was like, fuck it, we hit 30 days without drinking, and then there was Weller in front of me, and I was like, I'm just gonna have a little bit, and then I had to shoot the after party for Super Tech along with some of their partners, and I was offered a beverage there, and I was like, nah, like I'm good, and I was like, and he's like, come on, and I'm like, all right, like
Enablers.
what? I was like, what are you drinking? It's like Macallan 30 year. I was like, well, I can't afford that. And and they just, it was a fresh pour that they got. They gave it to me.
Damn.
So, yeah, I did have that at that moment. That was, so, I mean, other than that though, I mean, the snowfall was beautiful. That was nice to see. But we all saw that. So,
It was
I
very
keep
fun
it in
getting the cars in
Very
the
pretty.
trailer. I will say
Oh
that.
yeah, well,
Oh
Did
yeah. I
did
saw
not-
that a 1700 horsepower M5 just spinning on the street trying to get to a hotel and load it into a trailer. It was freaking sick.
I mean, yeah, I saw some of the after videos of these dudes just lighting it up out there, and that looked fun. I didn't stick around, or I might have still been there, but I laid down because I knew I had to. Well, no, I didn't go Saturday. That's right. Stayed back at Alex Wong's house. Shout out to Alex Wong for hosting us. That was beautiful.
It's dope.
Cooked us dinner. Yogi cooked us dinner. It was a nice little happy gay home.
All right.
You don't have to say gay if you say happy because that's the same thing.
True. It was
That's
double. It was just so much. I had to double down.
I
Yeah.
really want to emphasize how good of a time it was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome. Those guys are awesome.
They are.
Got to see him. I got to see you for about 2 minutes all week.
I know, and then I just hovered. I hovered Super Tech when I was there.
Yeah.
And I got asked to come out a couple times, but I was like, nah, dude. Like, smart choices. Like, let's not be a degenerate. And I'm like still
Herbie's
not
growing
feeling
up.
good.
It's so weird. I don't
Well, I
know.
still
I
got
like it.
6 holes in my mouth, like that I'm trying to recover, and then the
Pause.
sinus
Oh.
infection that fucking or whatever. I hope it's just not a mouth infection. We're just
Yeah.
dealing with it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Brandon, you missed VDC to come out. Was it worth it?
I think so. Yeah. The goal was to talk to some companies and try to become a dealer for some people and just get better relationships with some people, and I accomplished that, so that was fine. Um, had a couple people that caught up with, saw a couple people interested in what I'm doing that I haven't really talking to in a while, so that's always good stuff. Partied a good bit, so that was a change of pace. I'm not really a big drinker or a big going out guy, but
You
changed
even
it up a
allowed
little
to say
bit.
that? You're not old enough.
You're so funny,
I was
dude.
wondering.
You
I was
are.
wondering.
He's
I am.
16.
I'm
No,
12.
you're 20.
I'm 21, Dan.
Holy shit! I'm almost double your age.
Oh, where's all the
Wasn't
big talk?
alive to see 9/11. That's the
Oof.
perspective.
Yeah, I was a junior.
Damn,
I
is it
was in my
better,
daddy's balls. Yeah.
better to have loved and lost or
Still
never
cool in
loved
my
at
book.
all.
It's still cool.
Don't give him any, big head, over there. He's
Right.
fine where he is.
They could be big head, but not big hair. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
It was fun. It was a good time. I'm glad I went. Missed VDC for it. I think it was well worth it.
Yeah, you guys have any thoughts on VDC? I wasn't able to check it out, but I know you guys were.
That track looked cool.
Track was cool. It's an old track. It's from 2019, 2018, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was it looks fun. Haven't driven it yet, but it looks very fun.
I feel like I'm not good at VDC cars because I'm like, this isn't that real.
They're better now, I think.
Okay, yeah, and I think maybe Craig hasn't hooked me up with some settings for my DD1, but
Yeah.
it's I feel like the 4.0s were better than the 5s, but maybe I just don't have the settings right. It just feels like
I agree
numb.
with you. I like the 4s more than the 5s. I think the 6 is a good. It's the step. It was 2 steps in the right direction. So now we're like a step up from the 4, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just forget 5 happened.
Yeah. Forget 5 happened. Yeah. 6 is great. Very grippy. Yeah, they're very grippy. I've had, people try things at my shop that are local and say it's pretty good. And I'm like, cool. Glad it's good. Glad you got it's the right direction. So
Buy now.
good.
Buy.
Yes, buy it now, please.
Do you let people come try it and they'll buy a rig based off of what you're offering, or you build them based off of what they prefer on each base? And
What I'm offering for the most part, because a lot of them don't know, but I don't offer garbage. It's just if they want to do drifting, then build them something for drifting. If most people want to do racing, then I have plenty of stuff for that. So
Yeah, he's got all his recommendations and stuff on his website. You actually got we checked it out last week or 2 weeks ago, and you actually have,
with Zach.
easy to use packages.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this guy.
stupid.
I'd like to see you try
It's
drift
stupid.
with that. See how that
It'll
goes.
get you. It'll whop out.
Yeah. If you ain't safe.
Lose some fingers.
For sure. Break them at least.
Okay, why is Instagram being stupid right now?
Why?
are you on
Stuck on
Instagram, dude? Get off Instagram.
Because I forgot to
Where's-
post that we're live, and I'm
Oh
a
my
bad
God,
promoter.
Terrible, dude.
Well, I was talking to Dan before the stream, and I totally you lose track of time, and we're like, oh dang, it's late.
Dude.
It is what it is. All right, we're good. And yeah, so for me, PRI is always one of my favorite events, just because I work the event, but also I try to take time to say hi to everyone that comes to the booth. I was at the Linkus U booth all weekend or all week, and the cool thing about being at the Link booth is it's literally a hangout spot for most people in drifting. So that's the cool thing. Pretty much, if you were bored, people just came to the Link booth and hung out. But it was great to see everyone. I don't usually when I'm at an event, I don't ever really get a chance to talk to people. So actually getting up, be able to catch up with guys, talk about stuff, what's going on next year. There's some cool stuff coming next year, that's for sure. But in terms of like the show, it's what I like about it compared to PRI, because I went to both SEMA and PRI, is just it's much more racing focused, and everyone that goes to PRI is there for that reason. SEMA, you get a little bit of everybody in the car industry, and some of them are just not really into performance stuff or whatnot. So I like the fact that PRI is just so much more focused. So a lot of the conversations you have, even with people you meet, it's all about racing and building cars and stuff. And it's just great people that go to this event. And no, it was great. Even like going to some of the parties afterwards. I mean, it was I was usually the person that someone would hand me a drink because I didn't want to go stand in line of going and grab drinks, because every time we go somewhere it's packed with people, which is fun, but it's also like, okay, well now you gotta go fight just to go get a drink, It's like
part of the fun.
Yeah.
So you get to throw bows for fun. It's justified. Get the fuck out.
Yeah,
And
no.
network, because that's such a good thing to do. Network outside of the booth.
I mean, that's what I did though. I went to these events and I got to catch up with a bunch of friends that I don't get to see too much anymore, and that's what I use PRI for, and I love it. So I saw you guys out there, PRI. It was a great time, and I can't wait for next year, because it's always good to get out there. Other things, news, we got some cool things coming for actually my personal car for next year that will be coming up in videos shortly. I also got a video on my car coming out tomorrow.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
It's a fun series. I like watching it.
Yeah,
I
it's watching Noob Sauce over here try to learn how to drive. But we actually go through some pretty interesting issues and teething issues that I think a lot of people that drive that chassis will go through. So I think that's a good thing to kind of go over and explain, how we got through some of that stuff. But yeah, next episode's actually more of just a fun one, because the car works the whole time, which, a little spoiler.
Nice.
Yeah, I popped my first tire, actually. Pop my tire.
Oh, naughty.
Yeah.
Did you have a preference on tire yet?
I've driven on Kendas and Acceleras so far, and my analysis on the two are: Kenda has better forward bite, Acceleras have better side bite, and BMW is all forward bite, so I like driving on the Acceleras better.
That's fair.
Because I don't need help with the forward bite at the moment. But, I mean, they both work. In terms of... I kind of messed up when I tried using the Kendas last event, because that was my one set of tires I had left. I had the pressure too low and I didn't even realize it. I misremembered what I had in my previous event. But so I was having a little issue in the drive, and then it was snowing, and then it was great the rest of the event. But removing the sway bar, I never really drove the Kendas without the sway bar removed. So that was a major help with the BMW, and kind of changed everything. So I want to give the Kendas another chance to see what PSI I need to run those at, to kind of, make the car feel good. Cause Kendas are definitely faster. They're both the 300 treadwear ones. I don't actually know the names of either of them. I just 300 treadwear, Acceleras, and Kendas. That's all I know.
What happened when you looped it?
Which one? Which time?
You said that you made the big post. You were sad about yourself.
Oh yes. So this was my second event tandeming. This was at Jackson, and it was snowing. Long story short, I was doing really good. Not in terms of leads. Started getting into tandems. I think I did like 15, like at least 15, like pretty much perfect leads in the car. So I was feeling really confident. I was keeping it to 2 to 3 cars. Not that I was trying to just keep it to 2 cars because I'm still learning, trying to figure out what the car is doing. You know, testing out left foot braking, all that kind of stuff. And the one major downside of my car, and I know this, is if I put too much angle in the car, it's gonna bind really bad on the inside wheel, and then it just becomes a pivot point and you spin around. It's kind of the downside of my 10-year-old angle kit that's on it, because it's extended lowers and angle adapters from
They just do like a big flop.
Yeah.
It hits that point, and that's the end.
Yeah.
Can you put some threaded bolts on and push against the knuckle to not let it do that?
I have not touched it since I bought the car. I'm putting a SLR on it this winter.
Steering gets to a point, and that's when you know it's gonna flop.
Yeah, so I had avoided that. I avoided that all weekend and had done a pretty good job at not hitting that. Well, we were in line, and then all of a sudden I start seeing hands go up behind me, and then people are like putting up 4s. And I'm like, sure, I'll do 4. I haven't messed up in the lead all day. So I was leading a 4-car train. It was actually the first time I think it's the first time. I might have done 4 cars at Owasso, but Owasso is different because it's an easy track to drive. So Jackson is a go-kart track, and so we were going into the last corner, threw it in just a hair too hard, and this is in the wet, remember, so like if you throw it in too hard, it's kind of hard to save it as it is. And then to compensate, threw a ton of angle at the car. That made it worse instead of helping me, and I was like, oh crap. So basically parked it on the final corner, and cars 3 and 4 hit each other, and I felt so bad, and I was like, oh, so this is what it's like to be that guy. And I was like, I made the post. I was like, I never want to be that guy, and I tried so hard not to be that
carnage?
guy.
No carnage, just embarrassing, or what?
For me? No, nothing happened to me. I'm in the lead. Nothing happens to the guy in the lead. It's always car 3. It's like the guys in the back. They're
gonna learn.
Smash.
You're gonna learn.
You're gonna learn.
You'll learn.
The best part about 100 Drifters, which I'm sure we'll get into,
Yeah.
or Drifters of December,
Yeah.
is if you're at the front and you're definitely going with the guy behind you, and the flagger's going, I'm like, I'm just going to do what I know I'm going to do with that guy, and I'm going to trust him that he's not going to hit me and I'm not going to hit him. And I see a video back, or look at my mirror at the last turn and be like, that was spicy. That was a spicy one. And then this is your story.
No, you're good. It's just.
But Jelani said he wanted to run with you, and you guys didn't get to run laps. So I talked to Jelani a lot.
Yeah. Well, his car is not the same as my car, in terms of really anything. He makes
he runs a Kenda. You're right. He runs a Kenda.
He makes 3 times the power, and really stickier and wise fab. I was watching the angle he was throwing. I wanted to drive with him, but I wasn't sure if he could go slow enough behind me. But
if he's good enough, he could, and he's probably listening. So,
yeah. But no, I mean, he's had his fair share of incidents, and I'm sure he just wanted to leave the event. Nothing crazy, but yeah, no, it was funny because it was like, not funny, but it was sad because I was like, I never wanted, because you see that happen, you're like, man, that dude in the front just screwed everybody, and it's like, I just felt so bad. And the worst thing was one guy broke a tie rod and the other guy just messed up a bumper, it looked like. So it wasn't like catastrophic damage, but it still sucks, And I mean, everyone was cool about it because the guys behind me they're like guys that tandem all the time. So they're like, yeah, this happens. I'm like, but I don't want it to happen to my car. So we'll see. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm trying to. I've hit the max level. I've hit the max limit of the car, so now I need to kind of raise the car up to kind of match what I want to do now. Because right now I can't throw big angle. I have to drive with less angle than most people, to make sure I don't mess something up. So that's kind of how it is.
The whole angle kit. Don't over sweat it right now.
Yeah, I know. So it's we'll see next year. Next year should be better. But it was just one of those things where I felt really bad, but also I guess now I learned that gotta be smart.
Oh, we got limiter in the chat.
Limiter in the chat. Limiter on the sim.
Damn. What's up? But yeah, so that was my little side story that I did the week before PRI, and it was a lot of fun. It's called Friendsgiving. It was like snowing through most of the event, so it was.
How was it getting home? Because I went to a drift event where it was like snowing,
Oh,
and then
it
getting
was
home
sketchy.
took fucking 6 hours when it's a 30-minute drive.
Yeah,
That was the worst part about it, because towing in the snow is not good no matter what.
Yeah, I
not
mean,
a good time.
we're kind of used to it in Michigan here. Like, it's pretty
Okay.
normal. But yeah, I mean, my drive home went from 2 hours to 3 hours. So it sucked, but it's just welcome to Michigan. Like, we drove home in the snow from PRI, and it was like, well, this sucks. I mean, but you know, as long as you go straight, you're fine. And don't
Yes,
stop.
tow?
Don't stop.
You tow your car there?
What?
Do you tow your car there?
Yeah, to Jackson, I do.
Where do you tow it? You rent?
No, father-in-law's truck and trailer.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
They're all just towing around, big rig and Nate.
No, it's just a nice little open trailer. It works fine, you know. But yeah,
stacker.
that's a thing that'll be on the thing I'll be looking
Odor
for
in the
next year.
stacker.
But yeah, enough about me. We don't need to talk about me. I'm not here for me. We're here for Dan. So
We're here for Odie.
exactly. Well, right now we're
Yeah.
talking about Odie, but we
Well-
got Dan Savage, and before we really get into Drivers of December, which sounded like a really cool event, and kind of what you're doing now,
Yeah.
I want to go back a little history for people that don't know. Former FD driver, and you drove this thing.
Ooh, that's a good shot. I think it's a Larry shot.
Yes, most
Yeah.
good shots are
Yeah.
Larry shots. So, please
That is that picture.
educate us.
That's hilarious.
How was driving this thing, first of all, and kind of how was your time at FD?
Well, it was getting to this car was the truck 40. The truck 40 was sick. I had earned 3 because you have to travel around and do series to get your license.
Correct.
So doing that, I did U.S. Drift, I did Streetwise Drift, and then did U.S. Drift again,
Yep.
and earned a license for 3 consecutive seasons. And I was like, I went to the owner of Sicky, and I was like, are we going to do this or not? He's like, yeah, sure, but we already had Kevin Wells look at the truck 40 at PBIR in 2013, and he goes, not a chance in hell. Yeah, I mean, the unibody's cut, so that does make sense.
Right.
Yeah. And at the time, they were about to develop a couple more kits, and it turned into like, well, what do you want? Like this RX-8, the lady like accidentally pop started it and ran it into the concrete pole in front of a bank, so it hit the oil cooler off. So therefore, the company or the insurance company totaled it because the engine was running while she was freaking out that she ran into, so like locked up the engine. So this car needed a headlight, and it was like the perfect candidate. But I walked past like E30s, E36, E46, all chassis just sitting there. There were going to be upcoming mount candidates, for that company. And JTP drove the Bergenholtz one. Chelsea drove. I guess he was currently driving it when I was like, let's just do the RX-8 because zoom. And we did a swap. We did a swap kit that I don't think we ever actually made a mount kit for. We did the quick changes stuff that there's only 2 options for diffs with these, with the manual and the automatic, and they're both terrible ratios. And traveling, I spotted for Chelsea in 13, traveling with him and his E46, his second year of FD, was like, yeah, grip is a real thing, and having a chassis that can do it, it seemed like the RX-8 had it, given the examples that he could do. So he had already committed to help me with getting like BC on board with this car. So
Yeah.
it was the zoom factor of it. The fucking scissor doors were pretty cool.
Right.
We had to like awkwardly pin them because they weren't allowed to open, and they latch like from the inside. So it's like straight F-150 stuff. But it was a heavy car, but we had Achilles, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
And my Pro 2, actually not even. We registered for Pro, and in registering for the email for late 2013 for 2014 season was, a feeder series, or not a feeder series, a series to support pro driving called Pro 2 will be in conjunction with. And I remember like texting Stone back. I was like, if we're both gonna like do Pro, should we also do this like other series if we're already going? He's like, sure, I'm in. And like we would text each other on Wednesday, like, are you gonna do it? Do you have enough tires? Like, yeah, I think I could do it. Like we would register Wednesday on the way to the track to do Pro 2. And it was actually like really funny how that worked out. And like we grew up driving together. He would like street drive his car to Summit Point and break both axles and just call a tow truck and tow it home to like 3 hours away in Pennsylvania. So it's like there's so many like little people involved with this journey that like I was driving with last weekend. Just like we just love this shit. It's awesome.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and Jeff's coming back.
He's doing something.
I know.
Is he on
Little
next week? What's the
sneaky
deal?
devil. Is it?
Yeah, I've talked to him a couple times, so we'll see. We'll see. But he was on the list for Pro 2 this year, or Pro
Oh,
Spec.
I know. I meant to have a talk with him last weekend. We didn't iron it down over some JMO shots, probably actually.
But
Little sneaky devil. Getting
yeah,
his way
dude,
back in there.
I'm excited. I'm only out here to say Rapper is the man. This is true, Curtis. Rapper is the man. Although Live Fast does say you are showing your age with the Zoom Zoom reference.
I mean,
it's Mazda.
I think,
It's Mazda's slogan.
yeah, I think Brandon may be the only one that may not know it.
No, I get it now. I remember that. I just had to be
Okay.
reminded.
Yeah, I remember as I was hearing that subliminally through the TV.
I feel like
It just
So-
it's
there was
just
like
kind of creepy
commercials
because they
in,
had
like,
to whisper it. I thought
early
that was
mid
kind of the weird part.
2010s about it.
Because
No.
But why would
I
why
don't
did they
know.
have to whisper it though? That was the
you want him
weird
to
part.
yell it? Kai Sanat, so.
Like zoom zoom. I'm like, why do you do that? Why? Just
I don't know. Also, like you can't even tell from that, but like
Researching.
WiseFab wasn't a thing yet.
Is that Max?
I
Eagle?
wasn't old enough. Never mind.
Yeah, this was
I don't know.
2014. This picture's 2014. I can just tell by the
Yeah.
layout of it. It was a cut. We just cut the knuckles and made extended control arms for the front,
Really?
and the
Wow.
rears were all Megan arms. Like it was nothing. It was
Damn.
comical how little it was, and had like such little acumen. Like the lead wheel was jamming, and the rear tire's like, I'm not. I'm just dragging. So it was like the weirdest feeling, and it was heavy, but yeah, it made like 740 foot-pounds of torque at like 2,800 RPM. It was
Jesus.
like obnoxious. So it was like a 2.3 liter Magnuson heartbeat on top of that thing. So
That's cool.
it was pretty cool. The FD stuff was, I'm glad I got to do it, but I'm also glad I got out of it at the same time because I didn't get like fully involved. And
Hmm.
I
You said you did it enough to do it. You know.
I'm so glad I had my fun with it. I didn't have to spend a bajillion dollars doing it. And that me getting that car led me to get my current car that I do drive.
Mhm.
And that's a story in itself.
Oh, we'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll
I don't
get
know
to
what your timeline is going to be
We'll
about.
get to it. I want to know. I wanted to know, like, you know, setting this car up. I mean, it doesn't sound like you had too many options to set the car up. It seemed like it was set it and go.
Yeah, we always would, or back in the day, they would park you at each round. They would kind of park you based on your points. So
Yeah.
if you were like mid to low in points, you'd be near the back.
Hmm.
And we were always with Mohan, and so we had the same basically arms and rear arm package, and we would change quick change ratios.
Yeah.
And he would always run like a 5.4, and we're on like a 4.3. So like we could never do that. But if we needed an absolutely like, a bottom to top flip, he might have that gear set. But it was always fun to compare what it was like, because I mean his car wasn't light either. With rotaries are heavy, and then all the coolers to keep rotaries happy are heavy. So it was
Yeah.
really fun having him, and he had tons of experience. Like regardless of his
Right.
accreditations, like he had a lot of data at a lot of the tracks. So that was cool. And he's anybody in the paddock you could just go up to and talk to. It didn't.
Right.
There's no animosity. Yeah, some people favor other people, but definitely a lot of people that are just like you just see him around. Hey, what's up? Nothing. Just even now to this day, 11 years later of me driving my last FD event, like it's still going. What's up, JTV? Vaughn,
yeah.
seeing Vaughn at drivers meetings, like he's sending emails the whole time. Oh, what's up, rapper? What are you doing? Jeez. I'm just enjoying being here again. That's what I'm doing, That
Right.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And I mean, what? So if you just give me, I mean, while we're on the topic of FT, just give me, probably your favorite story from FT then. that you can legally tell us?
I had a lot of fun not driving and just hanging out with
Mm,
the other crews. There was my favorite track was Seattle. Um, I don't know if
the
other
big
people
boy
have an
track.
opinion on it. Like my car made just at 800 horsepower and 760 foot-pounds of torque, and it's
Yeah.
like when you leave grid to the end of the bank, it's like a 14-second full throttle.
Yep.
With like it was the scariest thing to do.
Did
But
you
I would
handbrake
say,
into it?
you know what?
Did you handbrake into entry?
Never, and that's how I won actually. You had to do like that little feint in
Mm-hmm.
to keep your
Yep.
momentum to be right there on it.
That separates
Um,
people.
Yeah, that was the first Pro Spec win, or holy crap, Pro 2
Mhm.
was I beat Jeff Jones in the final because he was on like Hankook, and like he had exclaimed that doing Pro 2 helped save his career because it made him enjoy drifting again.
Really?
But when he had Hankook, they weren't changing his Pro 2 tires because they didn't know what the fuck Pro 2 was. So he would always just be using scrubs for Pro 2 because he kind of didn't care. He wanted real tires for Pro, and he only got so many allocations. So I ended up beating him in the finals because he just ran out of tire.
Oh wow.
But I
Shoot.
would say partying at Evergreen with like Donovan Brockaway and his crew, the Red Baron crew, that was like
Yeah.
probably the most fun times. I helped Austin Meeks with his programs, and we always had. I think maybe because it was longer for us in like the Virginia area to get to Evergreen than it is to Long Beach. Like just if you
Oh,
look at it on the
wow,
map,
yeah.
it's so much
Mhm.
further to go all the way up there.
Damn.
We were always able to have someone drive the rig out there, but it was a rad spot. The car shows there is just epic. So there's some really awesome car shows there. Crazy stories. I don't know, just after the scenes, after the driving's over, hanging out with people and fixing the cars for the next day, never knowing what you're going to run into.
Mhm.
Achilles was, had Daigo, had Robbie. Robbie had the G37 at the time.
Mhm.
I think it was an HR or the VHR turbo. They would probably put an engine in every other event, and so they were always doing an engine on that or Daigo's car. So
That was crazy times back then.
I'll think
That
about.
was
I know your last
spectacular.
question of the night, and I'll
You'll
think about that one as we go on.
Cool. But but it is interesting because it just seems like how much FD has changed even since this. Like, is this car even
In the
competitive in
competition side,
Is this car even competitive in Pro Spec? You think?
it was super heavy. I don't know. I mean, I just drove Heisman's car on a Zeknova, and he said it was very capable to the GT. And it was a sick car, and he's going through some gremlins of some of his steering stuff and how he wants the front end to feel. But I feel like if you give the chassis time to